In today's video, I'm going to show you how to spice up your 12-bar blues progression. My name is Rob Reed. Let's do this. So a jazz blues is just a 12-bar blues chord progression with a few extra chords thrown in to spice things up and to make things more exciting. It sounds amazing and it's super fun to play. In this video, I'm going to show you the chords that make up a jazz blues and how to play those chords. Let's do this. The jazz blues is a great place to start if you want to learn more about playing jazz guitar. It uses really simple 7th chords and shell voicings that are easy to play and sound great. There's actually tons of songs written over this basic 12-bar blues progression. For example, Billy's Bounce, Blue Monk, Blues for Alice, C Jam Blues, Things Ain't What They Used to Be, and Watermelon Man. So most of you guys already know the typical 12-bar blues progression. So let's review it again in the key of C. So it's C for 4 bars, and then F for 2 bars, and then back to C for 2 bars, then G for 1 bar, then to F for 1 bar, and then C for 2 bars. So that's fine and all, but it can be kind of boring. So we want to spice things up a bit and make things a lot more interesting. So we're going to take this boring old 12-bar blues progression and turn it into a super exciting jazz blues progression. So let's check out the chord progression. So we start on the C7 chord, then we do a quick change to the F7 chord for 1 bar, and then back to C7 for 2 bars. And that's the first line. Then the second line, we jump to F7 for 1 bar, and then, interesting chord here, we jump to F sharp diminished for the next bar, which leads us back to the C7. And then the 8th bar brings us to an A dominant 7 chord. And then the last line, we start off with a 2-5-1. So we have a D minor 7 in the 9th bar. 10th bar, we have a G7, which brings us back to the C7. And then we have the last half of the 11th bar, we have the A dominant 7 chord, and then the D minor to G7 in the last bar. So that's a 2-5, which turns us around back to the top of the form to the C7 again. So now I'm going to show you how to play those chords on the guitar. But don't worry, it's not that hard. There's only actually 4 different shapes that you have to learn. So the first shape is the C7. We're going to use our first finger to play the root on the 6th string. So that's first finger, 8th fret, low E string. Then we're going to skip a string, 8th fret, D string, and then 9th fret on the G string. So that's our C7 chord. Then we're going to drop to the F7 chord. So it's really close by. We're going to drop back. We're going to play the 8th fret A string, and then 7th fret D string with our first finger. And then we're going to play the 8th fret 3rd string with our 3rd finger. So that's the F7. And then back to the C7. And then back to F again. And then we're going to play F sharp diminished. It's a little tricky, but it's still the same shape. The only thing is we're going to switch fingers here, drop our 2nd finger down, 8th fret, and then our 3rd finger is going to jump up to the 9th fret, A string. Sounds like that. And then back to C. And then same shape down to the A, root on the low E string, 5th fret. And then our next shape is our D minor 7 chord. So it's just 5th fret, A string, 3rd fret, D string with our first finger, and then 5th fret, 3rd finger on the G string. That's our D minor 7. And then they slide back to the G7, same shape as our C7. And then back up to our normal C7, back to the A dominant 7, then our D minor 7, and then G, and back to the C. So yeah, there you have it. Only 4 shapes, not too difficult. Let's play the whole thing slowly. Yeah, sounds great. Super fun to play. Sounds really jazzy. Or way more interesting than your basic 12-bar blues. Let's try it all together. And this time I want you to put a bit of a groove to it and make it sound a little more jazzy. You can play along with me. point. Super fun to play. It sounds great. You may be familiar with that sound and that chord progression. So work on it, get the fingerings down, and then play along with me, get it up to speed, and have lots of fun. Check out those recordings and check out these other 2 12-bar blues video lessons I have, and see you in the next video.